Can I get you to clip this mic on? So
Sure.
You'll put this piece behind your shirt here. It has a magnet. Okay. Right, so you'll just look at me.
Okay.
We'll ignore.
I'll even take my glasses off.
We'll ignore the camera here. All right. Let's start with.
Sorry.
Let's start with you saying and spelling your first and last name and give me a proper title.
My name is actually Reverend Robert Longwell.
Okay.
But everybody calls me Bob.
Okay.
You spell it just like it sounds, RobertLongwell.
Right. Talk to me about Ride for the Cause. What's that about?
Well, the Ride for the Cause is basically what we're doing is trying to raise money for the victims of the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, there was 19 lives lost there.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there was quite a few that still have not been recovered since then.
Mm-hmm.
So as that being said, what we're trying to do is to raise the funds to help them to rebuild London, Kentucky. If you've been through there, seen the destruction, it's devastated. And no one seems to be helping them out, if you understand what I'm saying. And my wife and I were talking about it, and she said, well, you know, we go through there all the time. I said, yes, I do know that, because we ride with a few people, and we ride to Gatlinburg and a few other places. Well, in the process of this, my wife looked at me and she said, what do you think we ought to do? I said, well, why don't we try to do a ride? See if we can put a little something together. She said, what do you have in mind? I said, well, to be very honest with you, I'm going to go down to Queen City, Harley Davidson, and talk to them and see what their thought pattern is on it. Well, I went down there and mentioned it to a fellow by the name of Mike, a very good friend of ours. He looked at me very calm. He said, if you'll do it, I'll back you up. I said, that's all I needed to hear. Mistake there. You say you're going to back me, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. So I've been all in ever since. We're trying to raise the money, and everybody says that we're doing this in a way that they've never seen before. They want us to donate to like a Red Cross, a United Way, some big organization. That's not why we're doing this. We're doing this so every penny, I mean right down to the penny, stays in London. All of it. Every bit of it stays there in London with them. Mm-hmm. So we know there's nothing given out. It doesn't go to no other organization. It doesn't go across the country to another outfit or anything for any reason. We see it as a way to help the town to rebuild. And as we were told this, and I'm down there talking to everybody, I made a trip down to Wildcat Harley, which is where we're going to end up on the ride. Well, in the process of that, the young lady told me, she said, I'll tell you what, we'll match every penny you bring in. I said, every penny? She said, right down to the penny. Mm-hmm. I said, we're going to do our hardest to make sure we bring in several $1,000s. So we decided that we would do the ride because I have seen the devastation. I have been on these rides. I did a ride with a few here a while back when, I don't know if you remember Indian Lake destruction or not, when Indian Lake was destroyed up there.
I wasn't here at the time.
Okay, yeah. See, now if you'd have been here, you would have remembered because it was totally destroyed also. We did a small ride for that. I say small, we brought in $21,000. Mm-hmm. It was a blessing. They're rebuilding quickly. I'm hoping, and I know that it's going to take several years to rebuild. If I have to, I'll do this every year. Somebody says, let's do this, because I'll be more than happy to do it. Mm-hmm. And every penny will stay in London. And I mean that in a very kind way, because nobody's thinking about this other than the ones that really care about life, human life. Everybody puts bikers down. Well, guess what? We're not all bad guys. A whole bunch of us out there that's pretty good fellas. We ride, we enjoy it, but we like to help people. If you can see what it says on this flyer, we're not here for ourselves. We're here to help the people of London, Kentucky. That's what this is all about. August the 16th, we're going to meet over here at Westchester at Harley Davidson, Queen City. At 10 o'clock, we're going to leave there. And every bike that's there and is willing to ride down with us, we're going to have a good time, because Wildcat is bringing in food trucks, a band. In other words, they want to help us to make this work. So everybody's trying with everything that's in them. And I say that in a very kind way. Even the lady that I have helping make these t-shirts up, she looked at me very calmly and she said, "How many do you need?" And I said, "Well, I'd like to have about 10,000. She said, "How many bikes are you expecting?" And kind of giggled, and I thought she would. I would like to see every biker in the country to just show up. Everybody that has got 15, 20 bucks they can turn loose of and take off on the ride. Because that's what we're there for. We're raising this money for them. It's going to be a good run. I've already talked to my road captain. We've got our stops planned out. We're going to make it very nice for everybody. We're going to have it planned to where the smaller tanks can fuel up and they won't have a problem. I'm trying to get the state of Ohio to help us so that when we circle Cincinnati, instead of coming right down 75 through the center of Cincinnati, to avoid the problems, we're going to circle and go around 275 and drop out on the other side and then go on down. That way there's no big hassle of all the bikes coming through at once and, you know, disturbing everybody. I'm hoping that the Highway Patrol will look our way and say, you know, you guys are doing good. We're with you. I'm hoping that the state of Kentucky says the same thing, because we need all the help we can get in this, whether it be from the law enforcement, if you will, or individual organizations. Like, I've got quite a list of people on the back of this shirt that I'm wearing. I can show it to you. They're all, and I do mean all, invested in this. Every single one of them have helped to pay for these shirts so that we can sell them, and every penny is left there. And we don't only have shirts, we have special collector edition Harley Davidson knives. They're $200-300 knives. So, you know, you pull a ticket, you might win it. We're going to do a 50-50 draw. Half of whatever we bring in stays there, the other half goes to the winner. I've got 5 people that's already drawn tickets. I win, don't bring me no money, leave it there. I said, on your word, I will do that. They said, that's all we ask. We want to help too. You get people saying that and being that straight up with you, it means a great deal. It shows human emotion. And that's what we're all about, is trying to help. I have a young man who just started a business clear up, Lima, Ohio area. If that tells you how far away this is reaching. He's just starting a business. He said, I don't have much, but I'm going to donate and I'm going to ride with you. So I said, really? He said, yeah, you going to put my name on the shirt? I said, absolutely. I said, you tell me how you want it wrote out, we'll see to it. He said, this is what it says on my forms. I said, we're on. Tree Frog Landing Cattle. Not hard name to remember. Just starting his business. Just starting his business. But he's thinking about the people in Kentucky. that means a lot. That shows that bikers are not all bad. He's reaching out. And everybody that's coming from that area, I know quite a few of them. And they're all laughing and giggling saying, you gotta be out of your mind to do this. I probably am. But you know what? I wanna help them. I wanna
Why do
see
you
these
wanna help?
people.
Why do you want to help?
Well, to be very honest with you, I've been hurt in the past and seen destruction. We've lost things before. I've been in fires, tornadoes, floods. The destruction that is caused, when there's no help there, it can destroy your life. I don't want these people's lives to be destroyed. I want them to recover. I want them to rebuild. I want them to grow beyond where they were. So I guess I'm pushing for more money, and it sounds funny, but it's not.
You said
All that we're bringing in is for them.
definitely. You said you drive through all the time. What's the condition like now? You know, people, it's in the news, it happens, you're there when it first happened, and then you kind of, it goes on the radar.
Believe it or not, they're still going through a lot of cleanup. Like, to tell you how much destruction is there, it was over a mile just destroyed. And I have a very good friend who is here with me today, Jeff. They made a special trip down there when I mentioned this. And he said, Bob, he said, I've never seen nothing quite like that. He said, everything's gone. I said, so, do you think I'm doing the right thing? He said, what did God tell you? I said, God said do it, so I'm on it. He said, brother, I'm with you. And as you can see, he's quite obviously with me. He and his wife and his daughter helped me line all this stuff out so that I'd have the proper wording and everything. She's a very smart young lady. And I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of Jeff. They're my friends. They minister with me from time to time. And I would love to have his wife's music throughout all this, but I don't know how to hook me a CD up on that bike yet, but I'm working on it.
Gotcha.
And if I get it, I'm gonna have her music on there playing loud. Because she is a great singer, and the music's beautiful. But I wanna see the people recover to the point that they will have the ability to help others in the same situation. And if we can recover and help one another to that point, it makes a massive difference. Massive difference.
Definitely.
Everybody thinks I'm pushing too hard for this because I'm wanting so many bikes, but you know what? I want everybody I can get. Could you picture, let's say 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 motorcycles all at once going down the highway for one cause? Not arguing, not saying, well, this is mine, no. We're all going for a cause to help out another individual. That's what I want to do. And that's what I'm trying to prove, that bikers can do this without a bunch of fighting and stuff.
Sure. How can people get involved?
Well, they can give me a call if they wish at 740-858-8400. That's my personal cell phone. I'll talk to anybody about anything that they wish to talk about. Excuse me. I'm having a little bit of throat problems. But you can also reach out. I will get you flyers. I will get you entry forms. You can sign up to ride the day of the ride. The Queen City Harley-Davidson people have been kind enough. Now, you got to think about this. because you know how business runs, they're opening up their doors for us early, for the individuals to come in, relieve themselves, if you will. If they want to buy something, buy it, whatever. Take a short breather. And then we're going to have prayer. We're going to sell t-shirts. We're going to take tips on the knives that we have. We're going to get it all together, and we're going to take off at 10 a.m. But the people there, they're opening their store early. They're bringing their people in early for us, not for somebody else. They're doing this because of Queen City is that good. They're wanting to help. That says a lot for them. Says a lot for the individuals that work there. They're actually taking their time to come in that early. You don't get that very often.
No.
And a lot of people like, let me think, Cruiser's Diner. Friend of mine. He said you guys did a great job for something that he put together over in Seaman, Ohio. He was very proud of you guys and said you guys did absolutely fabulous for him, and he was very proud of you. He can't go on the ride, but yet he said, I'm in. Let me give you some money. I said, really? He said, absolutely. So he's on this shirt. Anybody that wants to be here, I want them all. I want everybody we can get. I'd like to sell out all the shirts I've got before we even ride so that I have to buy more. I want to raise that much money to help them out.
Definitely.
And the people down at Wildcat, you got to look at what they're doing for us. They're helping too. Our one stop there at Man of War, because we're stopping at Man of War, Harley-Davidson, in Lexington area. They said, you bring them in, we'll take care of them. We'll make sure everything's clean and ready for them. I said, that's awesome, brother. So you can't ask for much more than that. We're doing everything we can to help out. And everyone that is in this, they're not in this for themselves. I have a couple of very, very good friends. Her 50th class anniversary, same day. Her and her husband changed their plan so that they can go on this ride with us. That's an honor. They are giving us that time to help these people. They are changing their life to help out. That means a lot.
Definitely.
Someone that is willing to step forward and help out. So with you guys even giving me this interview, to me that's an honor and a blessing and a privilege. I'm hoping that we raise more money. I'm hoping that we raise more awareness. I'm hoping that anyone that we can get wants more of this, because Texas is next. I hate to say it, but Texas lost a lot of lives too. So I know there's somebody out there planning it. All they gotta do is give me a call. I'll be there to ride with them. One way or another, I'll be there to ride with them.
Definitely.
Just to give the honor and the privilege to help out.
For sure.
That's what we're all about, is helping.
For sure. Definitely. Well, I think you've answered every question I've had. Yeah, I think that's everything. Logistically, anything else you think should be known?
Well, I can show you all the stuff. I can show you the knives if you want to see them.
Okay.
If you want to put them on there, I can show them to you.
Okay.
I can show you what the backs of this t-shirt looks like. As you can see, it's not a bad little design.
No, not at all.
And everybody laughs when I say that, but you know what? It takes some pretty smart people to do this stuff, and I ain't one of them. but I got people that are willing to help,
For sure.
and I love that. Anytime you can get someone willing to help you, that's what you want.
Definitely. Can I see the back of your shirt?
Sure. Can I stand up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or would you rather I take one out of here?
Yeah, you take it out of there.
Because I happen to have one in here.
Okay, that works.
As you can see, that's what the front looks like. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, there's one or two people really being honest with us and trying to be sponsors to help out. There's more that are wanting to sponsor, and that'll be added names to this.
Gotcha.
But I've got to sell all these shirts before I can buy more.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's what my hope is. If you want to see these knives or anything, I've got them right here. They are collector's edition knives.
Okay.
They are quite beautiful. And I have them with me. As you can see, this is even in its own case. I dropped the card, I'll have to pick that up. They are case knives. Some of the best that money can buy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can
Yeah, I got you.
see that very well or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to cut myself because one of these knives has already drawn blood.
Oh, wow. Got you. Okay.
And believe it or not, I say that in a joking manner, but a friend of mine was looking at this knife right here.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I want to draw tickets on that knife. I said, it's whichever one comes out first, whoever pulls the first ticket, that's who gets to pick the first knife. That's the way I'm doing this. And we're trying to be fair and make sure everybody knows what's going on. And as you can see, it too is a very lovely knife, and it is a Harley Davidson knife.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has already drawn blood.
Got you. All righty.
Got her?
There we are. Okay. All right. I appreciate the time.
I appreciate your time.
Definitely.
Is there anything else that you need to know? Or?
No, I think that's it. If I could have a copy of the flyer.
Sure.
But other than that,
I'm gonna leave you that, copy of everything